no matter how many positives you have in your life, as many as you can gain, there's always going to be a life full of regrets. Some that you just wish you could get rid of, but you physically can't. There's even moments in time in the past you wish you just go into the past and fix a mistake you've made, but you just physically just can't. Well, one of the regrets for me is, well, my opinions on Morbius. You see, I never actually made a full-blown review of the movie, but I actually remember watching it on my own, and I wish I had a lot more positive things to say about the movie. And my rating that I had gave it, without even having to make a review, which I wasn't able to, it was a set 13%. I thought it was really terrible. But it turns out I was wrong. The movie is actually something else. This has to be one of the greatest movies in the history of mankind. But in order for me to fully say that, let me tell you the plot of this movie. The plot is just genuinely something that you just never seen in a movie before. It stars Jared Leto, who did the amazing, amazing performance as the Joker in 2016 Suicide Squad, one of the greatest DC movies of all time. And also stars Matt Smith, who you may know as one of the doctors in Doctor Who. He plays a character who's named Lucian in the beginning, but just takes in the name of Milo after a couple fucking scenes. I don't fucking know. But the greatest thing about the plot is just the character. The characters are expertly written. They're so amazing that you just want to see them in anything else in the future. In fact, I honestly don't even care about the plot, because the plot's so good, it's great not to spoil. One of the best moments in the movie has to be the final battle between Morbius and the villain. But before then, we see him on a ship. Something awesome happens. When I saw him learning about his Morbius powers, I just couldn't do nothing but cheer him on and say, "Go, Morbius, go!" And I was in tears, because it was just so powerful. It was so powerful, in fact, that, oh, damn it, he started morbing. He truly started morbing. And then the final battle also came in, and it was just the highlight of the movie. The greatest battle you've ever seen. It just, man, he really truly used his Morbius powers. And boy, that really goes to show you that it truly was the time. It was time. It was Morbin time. The battle was just so good, and even the post-credit scene is so good. Seeing Michael Keaton as the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, the fact that we were able to see him again was just so good. And the fact that he says, we should team up to do some good. It just, and Morbius says, intriguing. It was just so good. The movie is expertly written with the best looking CGI I've ever seen. The CGI is so good that it'll make you vomit in the toilet for about a couple of hours. And the movie is so good it'll make you fall asleep and dream of a better version of this movie. Anyways, all jokes aside, this movie was truly a dog shit movie. I'm just gonna be honest with you all here. I'm honestly surprised that this movie managed to last this long, thanks to the popularity of the memes. I'm honestly surprised that that ended up being a thing. And the memes were honestly really good, because everybody knew the movie was going to be bad, so why not make a bunch of memes that'll encourage people to actually watch it. In fact, I didn't even watch the movie for the memes. I just watched it based out of curiosity, because I wanted to see how much of a fuck-up Sony really is as a company, desperate for money. And honestly, Morbius as a movie just made me wish that Marvel Studios worked on it, because I think they would, if Disney made him make a cameo in the Avengers, in one of the Marvel movies or something, and it was made by Marvel Studios, and he would have just appeared, and then we wouldn't see him again until another movie. I wish Marvel Studios and Disney had their hands on the project like they did with the other Spider-Man movies, because at least with the MCU Spider-Man, Sony, barely had anything to do with those films. He just paid the bills, basically. But boy, I can't believe the popularity of the memes literally ended up encouraging Sony to release this shit show of a movie to theaters twice, and it still did poorly at the box office. It didn't do well in terms of, being a superhero movie, because normally superhero movies based on a comic book usually do a lot make more money than what it made. I think it was $85,000, I think. But as a movie on its own that then at least made up to pass 100 million is honestly impressive for like a movie on its own, and not good for a superhero movie, but not bad for a movie on its own. Like if it was like a plain old movie. But other than that though, that's really all I can say because yeah, Morbius sucked. It really was bad. Anyways, see you later.